Okay, welcome back to the 51 through 60. Now again, we're in the middle of the EOC problems 41 through 60. You should have just watched 41 through 50, and now we're going to finish up with 51 through 60. And to be totally honest, this may end up being the last video that I'm able to record. So you might end up doing the last 20 problems on your own. I know, that's awful. Quick reminder, you need to make sure that you all show your work. I need to see that turned in. You're going to have to label it just like a homework assignment. Just call it the label of the video, or the label of the Google form, EOC Practice 1 through 20, 21 through 40, and so on. And I need to see that work. I need to see you working these things out, right? Playing in the sandbox, messing around with them. Not just copying what I do, but paying attention to it. I know it's a lot of material, believe me. I know. So which statement best describes these functions? They have the same x-intercepts. The maximum is the same as the minimum of that. So this one goes this way, and this one goes this way. But I don't know exactly what I'm going to look like, what they look like. So I'm just going to graph them both. X squared minus x plus 6 and minus 3x squared plus 3x plus 5. Okay. Interesting. First one's on top, second one's on the bottom. They seem to share a vertex, except for the blue one, the first one, it's the minimum, and for the second one, it's the maximum. So the maximum of G is the same as the minimum of F. So we're going to go with D on that one. Using our trusty calculator, we are correct. All right? Which statement best describes these two functions? All right, more functions to plug in. Minus x plus 4 this time. I can make simple changes. And minus 3x plus 3x plus 7. Okay, minor changes. Okay, this one, the blue one's on top, and you can see the minimum is less than the maximum of the red one. So, the minimum of f of x is less than the maximum of g of x. And I'm going to go ahead and double check my logic on all of them. The minimum of f of x is greater than, no, it's less. So I'm going to go with B on that one. There it is, B. All right, 53. The length of a rectangular swimming pool. Oh, you all love these problems. I know Aaliyah absolutely loves these problems. I know Alexander really loves these problems, and Josh Teague love these word problems, right? Paige and Abby also love word problems. You better be drawing this thing, by the way. You better be drawing this thing. If I don't see a rectangle on this one, you're getting a 0 for the whole thing, all right? This is a swimming pool. We're getting into swimming season soon, another month or two. Length of a rectangular swimming pool is 20 feet greater than the width. I'm immediately labeling the width W, and I'm labeling the length W plus 20. 20 feet greater than the width. Surface area is area, which is length times width. So what are the length and width of the pool? So W times W plus 20 equals 1,500. We're going to go ahead and distribute. We're going to subtract 1,500 from both sides. That's what I'm going to plug in and find my solutions. I need just solution for W. So we'll clear what's in here. X squared plus 20x minus 1,500. Oh no, this one's way off the screen. Doesn't appear on the screen. That's because of that minus 1,500. It's way, way, way down. I'm still going to ask at the minimum. I'm still going to ask at the minimum. Negative 3 1/3, 1,555. Oh, you know what? I used the wrong thing in the calculator. It's not the minimum. We're not looking for the vertex. We're looking to solve for W. We need the zeros, all right? Problem is, I don't know where my left boundary is. I do not know where my left boundary is. So, here's what we're going to do. Forget everything I just did, except for my wonderful drawing, of course, because you need a drawing of that swimming pool, just to remind you what you're looking forward to this summer. We're going to use guess and check. This one doesn't work because that length is not 20 more. This one might work, this one might work. This one definitely doesn't work because that length is not 20 feet greater than the width. We've got it narrowed down already. Let's multiply those two together. That gives 1,500 feet. There's a quicker solution, right? There's an algebraic way, and then a lot of times there's just a logical way. Sometimes one is quicker than the other. Sometimes there's a third way. Be willing to work with it. Be willing to work with it, all right? All right, we have just a few left here. Give me just 1 second here. Profit for Ace Car Rentals is given by this function. X is the number of cars rented, all right? How many cars have to be rented to maximize profits? So this thing's an upside down parabola. We're going to be looking for the maximum. Oh, come on, quit. Let's go ahead and plug it in. You can plug it in as negative 100 or 100x minus 0.1x squared. You can plug it in like that. We're going to zoom way out. Uh-oh. Problem with some of these functions is we never know what the thing looks like. How many cars have to be rented to maximize profit? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I can't figure out, I've zoomed out twice and it's still just a vertical line, so I'm not going to be able to find the vertex of this thing because I don't even know which direction to go. So the calculator is not going to be a lot of help, except I'm just going to plug these numbers in and see which one gives us the maximum profit. Okay, that's just I'm talking just your regular screen, not graphing it or anything. We're just going to plug everything in. So 100 times 500 plus, no, it's minus 0.1 times 500. Okay, I see that. I'm going to change 500. I'm going to grab that, change 500 to 1,000. More profit there. I'm going to go up to 25,000. A lot more profit there. Now let me try 12.5 and see if there's even more. All right, so 25,000 is going to maximize our profit. We just plugged it in. It says the answer is A. Let's look at this one. Let's look at this one. Did I plug it in wrong? Profits 100 times X. X is the number of cars rented. Yes, I messed it up. When I was doing in the calculator, I forgot to square my X after the 0.1. So I'm going to have to grab each one again and put a squared at the end. Fortunately, that's a pretty easy fix. And I can just grab and go. Isn't it weird how more cars creates less profit? It's not always more is more in business. All right, so that one ends up being A, 500. When we plug it in, we get it. The revenue at a bowling alley is given by the equation R equals. There's our revenue where X is the number of frames bowled. What is the maximum amount of revenue the bowling alley can generate? Maximum, so we're gonna maximize this thing. Let's see if we can work it out manually, since our calculator's not a lot of help when it literally my calculator goes from -10 to 10 here and -10 here to 10. And look at my numbers. Negative 1/800ths and 2400. So my parabola ends up being just this crazy wild thing around my main graph. And even when I zoom out, a lot of times you can't find it. Okay, so that is causing us some problems here. So X is the number of frames bowled. So I'm just gonna work with this manually for just a second. X squared minus, and we're gonna multiply negative, negative 1/800 times negative 2400. That's just 3. Okay, so my maximum amount of revenue the bowling alley can generate. Let me try this. I'll try to plug that in. It's just giving me something kind of wild. And I'm pretty sure I'm plugging it in correctly, unless I've done a calculation wrong, which we know is not unlike me. So I'm just gonna plug that. I'm just gonna plug my numbers in. There is also a way that you can just say, there's a way that you can type in a formula, and I wish I could show you right now, but you can type it in and you can do more than just, hold on. Yes, that's it. That's it. All right, watch this. All right, so I simplified my formula, or I could type it in just like that. I got that typed in. But the graph does not help me. It's just wild, it's crazy. It shows me something that I'm not sure what it even is. So here's what I'm gonna do. Once you have your function typed in, you can go to, I've already forgotten, second calc. We're used to that calc menu, but we almost never look at what's at the very, very top, value. If you push enter for value, it asks you to plug in an X value. We can very quickly just plug in our X values and it says it's invalid. What is going on with this problem? This problem is giving me big problems. For one thing, I wrote it wrong. It's plus. I'm sure a lot of you have been screaming at the screen, telling me that that's supposed to be plus. All right, so now let's look at it and see what it looks like. It's still not going to help me. I don't understand. I'm gonna have to come back to that one. I thought it would be easy I thought it would just be calculator work, but it's a lot more than that. We're gonna end up, I don't know why it won't plug in 800 into it. Negative 1/800th x squared minus plus 3x. Let me try to type it in just like that. We're at 14 minutes and I got 5 to go. That's okay. Every now and then you just get stuck on one, okay? And there's probably something I'm missing. I don't understand why it's giving me invalid every time I try to plug something into it. So 55 is a no-go for now. We're gonna have to come back to it. Well, I can show you what the answer is. It says the answer is D, or C, 1800, but we're gonna have to work with that one. We'll work with that one when I come back, all right? And hopefully, maybe a couple of y'all can work that out. This is conics, which we did not cover. I'm just going to tell you the answer to that one. It is B. That is the equation of an ellipse, and that is not easy to use on the calculator. That's not something that I know how to do yet on the calculator. What's the equation of a circle with center here? Center of a circle means it's the opposite values inside the binomials, and it's the square root, it's the square of the radius. So the radius, if the diameter is 6, the radius is 3, so the answer to this one would be D, all right? But again, we did not do conics. 58, what describes the equation? This is a vertical parabola. A, because it's just a quadratic equation, vertical parabola. Two more. What is the equation of the given parabola? It's definitely upside down, so we need a positive A, or negative A, so we can cross off the positive A. That's what I was thinking. So we can cross off that one. Process of elimination. Remember, our chances are already better if we end up having to guess. So we're definitely upside down. We need a positive 3 outside the parentheses, so it could be any of these still. So we're just going to back up to the calculator and see which one matches. All right. The answer to this one ends up being B. All right. And last one is also conic section. What's the equation of the graphed hyperbola? These are called asymptotes. The graphed hyperbola ends up being, and sorry I'm just giving you so many answers, but these are things that we have not covered this year. They're not on the EOC anymore, although they are on the ACT. So we'll cover them a little bit later, all right? Answer to that one is D. All right, I'll see you guys for the last set, 61 through 80, and then we'll be done for the week, and I'll be back on Monday. See you soon.